There is little that can withstand a man who can conquer himself. A quote from King Louis XIV. I'm sure about masturbation. King. Burger King. Elden Ring. My name is Fist Truck, and today I'm going to show you how you can Burger King in Elden Ring. But before we get into that, make sure to hit that subscribe button for a well thought out intro. Now prepare to have your pants shitted, because we're going to be going fast, like food. Step 1, make a character. This is really just going to be an int build at the end of the day, so make sure you just start as the astrologer. And one of the things I really like about this build is since we're going to be covering our character's face with regal beef, I don't really care how he looks. To potentially avoid any future lawsuits, I named my character Kurgerbing. Step 2, in order to get one of the most crucial parts of this build, we're going to have to go to the Altus Plateau. Now there are two ways you can get there. You can take the path of the dirty, which is going up the cave, or you can take the elevator. We're really weak and I'm not doing the dirty thing. It's time to get some medallions. So the first medallion could be located at Fort Height, which is in Limgrave. There's this one knight at the fort that does this bloody slash thing. Just make sure you ignore him, climb the ladder, open up the chest, get the medallion half, and then if you choose to fight him, keep in mind that if he bloody slashes you, you get bloody slashed in half. Remember that part of the beginning of the video where I talked about shitting your pants? Well, this is gonna be the first time that you're gonna shit your pants. Literally everything in this area will absolutely nuke you. Easiest way to get there is to go to this Church America within Limgrave. There's a portal right behind there. It takes you to the Bestial Sanctuary. Make sure to hit the grace there because anything at this point can absolutely murder us. And then from there, you can just gallop over to Fort Faroth. When you show up to Fort Faroth, run for your fucking life, ignore all the bats, and then climb the ladder because, you know, bats can't climb ladders or fly upwards or anything like that. I wonder where I said that before. Nonetheless, if you are able to successfully skip the bats, the chest is located right at the top of the ladder. Step 3. The year was 2006. A little-known game came out where you played as a tyrant who would stalk the streets of suburbia, shoving burgers down unsuspecting civilians' throats, while at the same time turning those civilians into ground beef so he can make more burgers. That game was called Sneak King. I never played it, so I have no idea if that's exactly how it worked, but I'm just gonna say that's the truth. More importantly, Sneak King was part of the unholy trinity of Burger King games that came out around the same time. And more importantly is going to be the biggest inspiration for this build. In order to have our king sneak, he needs to get sneaky magic. We're getting unseen form, which should be located within the Mirage Rise in the Altus Plateau. Now that we got our medallion, we just have to gallop over to the lift, ride it up to the Altus Plateau, then ride for your fucking life yet again. Guess what? You're going to be shitting your pants this time too, because we got to go to the pits. The Mirage Rise is located within this center part of the Altus Plateau, where all the worm-faced dudes are, and some goblin men. In order to solve the puzzle for the Mirage Rise, you're going to have to find 3 of these emblem thingies. There's a map that shows you locations of them. I recommend putting it at nighttime because they stick out much more during the night, especially this one that's located inside of a rock. Anywho, if you have defeated the rock and avoided getting shredded to pieces by gargoyle men, goblin men, whatever I call them, just climb up the Mirage Rise and the spell is yours. What this spell does is make you semi-invisible, and since we picked the astrologer as a starting class, we can already use it. Step 4, Kurgerbing needs a kingly weapon that he may use to gut the competition and make those long chicken patties out of them. We're going to be going to the Ray Lucaria Crystal Tunnel. Why? Because the crystal knife is there. Why? Because it's a dagger that scales within. Why? Because despite all the Burger King stuff, this really is just a stealth int build at the end of the day. You're going to want to stealth as much as possible in here. Why? Because a lot of things here can really fuck you up. Make sure to use that unseen form thing we just got. At the very least, if enemies don't spot you, they're very delayed when it comes to reacting to you. Just like how people are delayed when it comes to choosing whether or not they actually want to step inside a Burger King. For the most part, I ran for my life. You go into this little room over here where these weird mannequin things with all the arms are, and that is where you'll find the dagger. One thing you could do, and it is optional, but I highly recommend is that you finish this cave off because if you kill the boss at the end, you get the bell bearing that gives you smithing stones. If you happen to be having trouble with the boss at the end, you're really just trying to fish as many jumping attacks as possible until it staggers them, then afterwards you could just stun lock the shit out of them. Just like how stunned I was when I found out that Burger King makes milkshakes and that they're actually pretty good. Step 5. Our crown is currently being held hostage by a fucking crab located within the local school. Unfortunately, we can't get inside the school at the moment. That means we need to get the key. Which key? The Academy Glintstone key. It's located behind this one dragon chilling in Liurnia. That's right, we gotta piss off another dragon. Get ready to shit your pants. Again. There's absolutely no point in fighting this thing. Just go behind him, get the key, and then go straight to the school. Just in case you didn't know what I mean by school, I mean the Ray Lucaria Academy. Step 6. In order to get to the Guardian of the Crown, we have to get to the second half of the Academy. Unfortunately, that means you have to make it by this beefy-ass wolf. To get to the wolf, I highly recommend skipping everything up to this point. Guess what? These things can kill you too. Once you get to the wolf, I have no advice for you other than to get good. As much as I hate giving advice like that, I have no recommendations for what you could do to make this easier. Maybe find a friend, summon them, I don't know. I wish I was recording myself when I was doing this fight. My asshole was mere seconds away from turning into a Coca-Cola soda fountain by the end of the fight. This This shit was tense. Step 7, the time has finally come. The king will finally get his crown. We will finally have it our way. After successfully killing the wolf, continue onwards towards the courtyard. Ignore the Iron Maiden thing, because guess what? That could kill you too. Walk around the back, there'll be a crab hiding there. He's afraid, as he should be. Let's get to what's on the menu today. Shellfish.
Get 10 golden nuggets for just $1.49. Only at Burger King.
Why this crown specifically? Because it only lowers stamina by a little bit, and stamina really doesn't matter all that much for what we're trying to do here. Congratulations, now with our crown adorned, Kurger Bing has finally become the Burger King. This really just is an in-stealth build like I've said before. If anybody is wondering about stat spread, you technically don't have to modify your stats at all to use any of the stuff that I've talked about in this video. However, I put literally everything into intelligence. I am made out of absolute paper. I really don't recommend that you do this, but on the flip side, you slap the fuck out of most things you run into, especially this early in the game. Closing thoughts. The sneaky part of this build is really more for the meme, Sneak King, that whole thing. It surprisingly works very well. There was some boss where I did the invisibility thing, walked into the room, and the guy didn't even notice me until he was like almost dead. If you want to go one step further with the sneaky stuff, you get the sneaky talisman. I forget the name of it, but I'll put it on the screen right now. It conceals all the footsteps that you make. However, the effort to get it is really annoying. I did it for the video and realized it was incredibly useless. Or maybe not useless, but I just felt like it wasn't worth the effort. You have to get to the Volcano Manor and then kill the first 2 contracts, and they both one-shot you. It's really fucking annoying. If you want to go the distance and do exactly what I did, then you could go do that. However, I don't think it's a necessary step, so that's why I didn't make a thing out of it. I digress. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. I don't care. I'll take the criticism either way. Hit that subscribe button, and until next time, have it your way. Unironically, I actually do like Burger King.